Welcome, welcome. All Black Everything. We back. Appreciate y'all checking it out. Like it, share, subscribe it, like it. We going in. We back with Manifesto. This is All Black Everything slash Learn with Me slash book from the series. You know how we do it. We coming right back where we left off. Almost finished here. So you can put them all together. Check out the links in the bio. You know, go ahead and get back to the old or the previous information, excuse me. Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels. Do not own the rights to this music. This is Kelvin Boy from it goes down flat. It's the Ghanaian rapper artist, excuse me. Peace to all Ghanaian rappers, all African rappers doing their thing. Shout out, love, peace to the kings and queens. Here we go. We starting right back up. And where we at? All right. It says such fantastic pictures of future society painted at a time when the proletariat is still in a very undeveloped state has but a fantastic conception of its own position correspond with the first instinctive yearnings of that class for a general reconstruction of society. But these socialist and communist writings contain also a critical element. They attack every principle of existing society. Hence, they are full of the most valuable materials for the enlightenment of the working class. The practical measures proposed in them, such as the abolition of the distinction between town and country, abolition of the family, of private gain, and of the wage system, the proclamation of a societal harmony, the conversation of the functions of the state into a mere superintendence of production. All these proposals, point solely to the disappearance of a class antagonism, which were at that time only just cropping up, and which in these publications are recognized in their earliest and distinct and undefined forms only. These proposals, therefore, are of purely utopian character. This sounds like what's going on right now. This is old. They talking about some stuff that was old or supposedly, you know, happened a while ago, 100 years or so. Wow. And the significance of critical utopian socialism and communism bears an inverse relation to historical development. See? In proportion as the modern class struggle develops and takes definite shape, this fantastic standing apart from the contest, these fantastic attacks on it, lose all practical value and all theoretical justification. Therefore, although the originators of these systems were, in many respects, revolutionary, their disciples have, in every case, formed a mere reactionary sects. They hold fast by the original views of their masters in opposition to the progressive historical development of the proletariat. They therefore endeavor in that consistently to deaden the class struggle and to reconcile the class antagonism. They still dream of experimental realization of their social utopias, of founding isolated phalansteries, of establishing home colonies or setting up little Icaria, pocket editions of the New Jerusalem. And to realize all these castles in the air, they are compelled to appeal the feelings and purses of the bourgeois. By degrees, they sink into the category of a reactionary conservative socialist depicted above, as depicted above, differing from these only by more systematic pedantry and by their fanatical and superstitious belief in miraculous effects of their social science. They, therefore, violently oppose all political action on the part of the working class. Such action, according to them, can only result from blind unbelief in the new gospel. The Owenites in England, the Foresters in France, the Forests in France, respectively, opposed the Chariots and the Reformiates. Hmm. Position of the communists in relation to various existing opposition parties. Section 2 has made it clear the relations of the communists to the existing working class parties, such as Chariots in England and the agrarian reformists or the reformers in America. The communists fight for the attainment of the immediate aims, for the enforcement of the momentary interests of the working class. But in the movement of the present, they also represent and take care of the future of that movement. In France, the communists allied themselves with social democrats against the conservative and radical bourgeois, reserving, however, the right to take up a critical position in regard to the phrases, and, and the illusions traditionally handed down from the Great Revolution. Those illusions, there you go again. In Poland, they support the party that insists on agrarian revolution as the prime condition for national emancipation. That partly, that party which fomented the insurrection of Krakow in 1846. In Germany, they fight with the bourgeois whenever it acts in a revolutionary way against the absolute monarchy, the feudal squirrelarchy, and the petty bourgeois. But they never cease for a single instant to instill into the working class the clearest possible recognition of the hostile antagonism between bourgeois and proletariat, in order that the German workers may straightway use as so many weapons against the bourgeois the social and political conditions that the bourgeois must necessarily introduce along with its supremacy. And in order that all the fall of the reactionary classes in Germany, the fights against the fight against the bourgeois itself may immediately begin. The communists turned their attention chiefly to Germany because that country is on the eve of a bourgeois revolution that is bound to be carried out under more advanced conditions of European civilization and with a much more developed proletariat than what existed in England in the 17th and in France in the 18th century. And because the bourgeois revolution in Germany will be but the prelude to an immediate following proletariat revolution. In short, the communists everywhere support every revolutionary movement against the existing social and political order of things. In all these movements, they bring to the front as the leading question in each case the property question, no matter what the degree, no matter what degree of development at the time. Finally, they labor everywhere for the union and agreement of the democratic parties of all countries. The communists disdain to conceal their views and aims. They openly declare that their ends can be attained only by a forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. Let the ruling classes tremble at the communist revolution. The proletariats have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. Working men of all countries unite. Hmm. So I hope you got something from it. Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx, Frederick Engels. We done with it. All Black Everything, Laramie/Pickable book. Appreciate you for checking this out. Like it, share, subscribe. Come back, you know, tell a friend, you know what I'm saying? Tune in, tell a friend. It's all great. I'm getting it up. Just sharing some knowledge. You know, do your own research. Don't take my word for nothing. You're getting it in, though. Coming back with something new. Mm-hmm. Peace and love. All Black Everything. Hey. Yeah, that's a good. It's a small one.